Okay, in this example, let's create a multidimensional array, specifically a two-dimensional array. In Java, a multidimensional array is implemented as an array of arrays. Um, so let's go ahead and demonstrate that. In this example, we'll create a 3 by 3 array. Let's call it 2D, and it'll print out our numbers 0 through 8. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start by doing this here. We're going to make this a 3 by 3. Okay, our left index here represents our rows, and our right index here represents our columns. That's one way to think of that. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to also declare a k variable, and we're going to initialize that to 0, and that will be the element that we input in each index of our two-dimensional array. Okay, we'll just give a little space there. All right, let's go ahead and populate our two-dimensional array with for loops. So we'll go ahead and create those. Okay, this first for loop here, it's gonna run through our rows. So we're gonna use I for that. Okay, I will be less than 3. The reason for that is that we don't want to hit an index that doesn't exist, right? So remember that arrays are indexed at 0, so we can only access 0, 1, and 2. 3 doesn't exist, so we make sure that I doesn't go beyond 2, and then we want it to stop. Okay, we'll go ahead and increment that by 1. Okay, let's create our next loop. This loop will represent our columns, and we're going to use J for that. J is going to be also less than 3, J plus plus. Okay, now let's go ahead and access our array here. Well, how we do that is we access the first index, which is I, that's our row, and then J, our column, and then we're going to provide K. At this point, K is still 0, so after we input the K, we're going to go ahead and increment that by 1. Okay, and that should populate our entire array, our 3 by 3. So now we'll go ahead and print that. Our print will look the same as these two for loops, but we'll go ahead and type it just for practice. Okay, so it's going to look the same here. I less than 3, I plus plus, oops, plus plus. Okay, 4 into j equals 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. Okay, now we're going to call it in system.out.print. We're not going to use print line because we don't want to create new lines for each number that it prints. We want it to print 0, 1, and 2 on the same line. So let's go ahead and access the array here at I and then j, right? So when it's 0, 0, we want to print the first element at 0, 0, then we want to print 0, 1, then 0, 2. Okay, and then to make it neat, we're going to give a little space here. Okay, and once this column is done, all the columns are done printing, we want to skip to the next row. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and print out a line just like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what that looks like. Okay, and we can see here that it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. So it's a matrix that we printed out here. And that's how a two-dimensional array looks.